Yes, second time this week that there's been an instance in which terrorists have come out of the tunnels in Rafah and shot at IDF soldiers before getting eliminated themselves. As you remember, after the ceasefire agreement was signed in October, there was talks that there were around about 200 terrorists who were stuck in the Israeli side beyond the yellow line in the Gaza Strip, in tunnels there. And there were negotiations to try and get them a safe passage either into the Gaza Strip or outside of the country in its entirety. These did not materialize. Over the last couple of months, there have been a handful of incidents. There are believed to be most of the 200 or so who are confirmed killed or captured by the IDF, and this incident today happening. But there's been a very interesting development over the last hour or so with the Hamas spokesperson Abu Obaida releasing a statement. He was criticizing what he called the Arabized collaborators, who were the militias, the Gaza militias, who were dealing with the IDF to try and stop the rise of Hamas and to stop the weapons production and to try and keep them under wraps as much as possible. He said a couple of interesting things. First of all, he said that these were, quote, effeminate men who only dare to act tough in areas under the control of the Zionist army and under the protection of its tanks, suggesting that these militias were on the Israeli side east of the yellow line. But he also added at the end, quote, greetings to our heroic resistance fighters besieged in the Rafah corridor who refused humiliation or submission and chose martyrdom over surrender. So he doesn't name this incident that happened earlier today directly, but he heavily alludes to it. He says that these people who were in the tunnels did choose to leave with a bang as they tried to take out the IDF soldiers, or as he says, the militias who are working against Hamas. But what this also shows is that these militias are causing trouble for Hamas in the Gaza Strip and that they are trying to get rid of them as much as possible. This is quite a desperate statement, a surprising statement coming from Abu Obaida. So Israel will look at this with a great deal of success. First of all, the issue of the terrorists in the Rafah tunnels is diminishing as the terrorists leave and get eliminated, but also the fact that if what Abu Obaida is saying is correct, that these collaborations with the militias are in fact working.